What if I told you you could fit this tiny jungle right inside of your room? Today, I'm transforming a simple glass box into a miniature rainforest, teeming with life. And the best part? You can create your own little slice of nature too. Let's dive into this build. First, I needed to make sure that this tank was leak-free. It is always such a bummer when you're filling up a tank and it just starts leaking and you have already put together the entire build. I wanted to frame the entire tank around this one piece of cork wood. It has a ton of great hiding spots for any animal you might add into the tank. Next, I'm locking it in with black expanding foam. Some people like to add silicone first to try to make it stick better, but I don't really find it's worth it, and mine sticks just fine. Once it had cured, I made to test it, and then I flipped it over on its side to work on the main background. Try to make it in patterns so it looks more natural. I've found that if you just do it up and down and in lines, then it doesn't really look very good. Now, to make it more like a jungle effect, I picked out some pieces of wood and stuck them in. I also used a planting box and added some corkwood onto it to try to mix in the same feeling. I finished up the background. I was thinking about doing another plant pot, but I think less is more sometimes. Now I know that this is definitely the wrong razor blade, and I know that this is definitely tedious work, but trust me, it's worth it. If you leave those shiny bits, the silicone won't adhere well. And here's me, trying so hard for so little. Next, I vacuumed it out to try to make sure that there were no little particles. And here was the finished bit with no glossy texture at all. Now I'm adding lots and lots of silicone. This is very important because otherwise the cocoa fiber, if there is not enough silicone, then it won't adhere well. Try to get it in the nooks and crannies. Now I'm using Josh's Frog's Cocoa Cradle, and this stuff is amazing. Now press it really in there. Try to get it in all the cracks and crevices. Use a lot. And once it had cured, this was the finished product. Don't forget to vacuum it all out. This is definitely the most satisfying part. Next, I cut out the foam to be a little bit smaller than the tank. Once again, the wrong razor blade. Once it was in, I started cutting out a little pond section. I also cut it up so that it was more like a hill or a slope. Now I situated the rocks that I wanted. I'm using lava rock. It's very porous and can hold in all the beneficial bacteria. And then I locked it in with hot glue. It is animal safe once it's dry. Then I also used black sand to try to fill in all of those gaps, and then white sand to create a nice contrast. And then once again, black sand to just blend in all of it. Here I'm cutting out the mesh. And now it's time to add the water. It's looking pretty good so far. So then I added in my filter to create a nice waterfall. I should have done this before I added the water, but whatever. I added in the tubing and turned it on, and it was looking like a very nice, graceful waterfall. And then I filled it in with the foam. I'm adding pearlweed. This stuff grows into a very nice, lush carpet. I'm also using Zilla Jungle Mix. This stuff is very porous and allows lots of beneficial bacteria, also digging for what other animal that you like. And it also drains water very well. Now I'm adding in my first plant. Now this plant I added in, but it did not like the humidity and wetness, so I ended up taking that out. Now I'm adding in springtails. These guys are going to eat all the mold so that it's safe for your pet. Now I'm adding in this very beautiful fern, and I'm also adding in sphagnum moss because it holds in the humidity very well. This is a pothos, and will also create some very good hiding spots for whatever pet that you might want to add. Now, the most important part of the tank is the leaf litter. This is going to be creating food for all the animals inside. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to subscribe so you do not miss any more videos. I have a ton of videos coming out in the next couple of weeks that you will definitely